Along Europe's coastlines, silent concrete giants stand against the wind and waves. These are not natural formations, but abandoned bunkers from the Second World War. Once they were fortresses, alive with soldiers, machinery, and the tension of war. Now they're hollow shells, their purpose long gone, filled only with the sound of wind and the drip of water. Moss and graffiti cover their thick walls, making it hard to imagine their original, formidable appearance. They've become part of the landscape, strange geometric shapes among the dunes and cliffs. Exploring these ruins is like stepping back in time. You walk the same corridors soldiers once hurried through. The decay is everywhere: rusted metal, rotted wood, crumbling concrete. Yet these structures endure, scattered from Norway's cold shores to France's warm beaches. Each bunker tells a story of fear, preparation, and immense human effort. They were built to be indestructible, to protect against the unimaginable. Today, they are powerful reminders of a conflict that shaped the modern world. The silence inside is heavy, filled with the ghosts of history. These bunkers are monuments to a forgotten war effort. They are silent guardians, watching over a history we must never forget. Their quiet presence is a testament to the enduring scars of war. The world outside has moved on, but here the past feels close, almost touchable. These ruins challenge us to remember and to reflect. The story of these bunkers begins with fear and strategy. In the early 1940s, Nazi Germany controlled much of Western Europe and anticipated an Allied invasion from the sea. Their answer was the Atlantic Wall, a massive defensive line stretching over 5,000 kilometers. The goal: stop any Allied landing before it could begin. German military planners studied the coastline, fortifying likely invasion points like the beaches of northern France. Thousands of bunkers, gun emplacements, and observation posts were built, creating a wall of firepower. The defenses included mines, metal obstacles called hedgehogs, and miles of barbed wire. Behind these, concrete bunkers housed machine guns, anti-tank weapons, and heavy artillery. The system was designed to work together, creating layers of destruction for any attacker. The Atlantic Wall was also a propaganda tool, meant to discourage the Allies and reassure the German people. In reality, the wall was never truly finished. Some sections were strong, others weak. There were never enough resources or workers to complete it fully. Still, the idea of an impenetrable wall cast a long, fearful shadow over the war. It was a testament to Germany's industrial power and its deep anxiety about an Allied return. The Atlantic Wall remains one of history's most ambitious defensive projects. Building the Atlantic Wall was a monumental task, demanding vast amounts of concrete and steel. Millions of tons of concrete formed thick protective shells, often 2 to 3 meters thick, to withstand bombs and shells. Steel rebar reinforced the concrete, creating structures built to last. Construction was relentless, often in harsh weather and under constant threat from the sea. The logistics were staggering. Sand, gravel, cement, and steel had to be transported to remote coasts. Organization TOT, a special construction group, oversaw the work, using hundreds of thousands of workers, many forced laborers from occupied countries. The human cost was high, a dark chapter often overlooked. Each bunker followed standard designs, known as Regelbau, tailored for specific roles: machine guns, artillery, command, or observation. This standardization allowed for faster, more efficient construction across the vast coastline. The result: a landscape dotted with uniform, brutally functional structures. These bunkers are not just military relics, but memorials to those who built them under duress. Their endurance is a testament to both engineering and the human stories behind their creation. Today they stand as reminders of the immense effort and suffering that went into their construction. The Atlantic Wall consumed resources and lives, leaving a legacy etched in concrete. These fortresses are silent witnesses to the scale and cost of war. Inside these bunkers, powerful weapons gave the Atlantic Wall its bite. Artillery pieces, like the infamous 88mm flak gun, were chosen for their range and power. These guns could strike enemy ships far out at sea, long before troops landed. Some bunkers housed massive naval cannons, capable of firing shells over 40 kilometers. The bunkers protected both the weapons and their crews, allowing them to fire under attack. Observation posts, equipped with powerful optics, relayed targeting information to the gun crews. This integrated system allowed for precise, deadly fire, even at targets beyond the horizon. The entire setup was a machine of war, designed to control the sea from land. These weapons made the bunkers formidable obstacles for any invading force. The legacy of their firepower still echoes along the coasts today. Life inside the bunkers was a mix of boredom, tension, and isolation. Soldiers lived in cramped, damp quarters, sleeping in stacked bunks with little personal space. The air was thick with the smell of concrete, fuel, and unwashed bodies. Days blurred together, guard duty, maintenance, endless drills, and long hours staring out to sea. The monotony was broken only by the ever-present threat of attack. Confined together, soldiers formed close bonds, but friction and stress were constant companions. The psychological toll was heavy. Darkness and isolation wore them down. Despite hardships, they tried to create normalcy, playing cards, writing letters, painting murals on the walls. These small acts of humanity remind us that these fortresses were homes as well as machines of war. The soldiers' lives were dictated by the tides and the looming threat of battle. Within these thick walls, they waited, feared, and endured. Their stories linger in the silence of the ruins. Nowhere is the legacy of the Atlantic Wall more visible than on the beaches of Normandy. Here, concrete bunkers sit silently in the sand, some toppled by the sea, others embedded in cliffs. At Pointe du Hoc, shattered bunkers and bomb craters bear witness to the ferocity of D-Day. Inside, rusted ammunition racks and traces of German lettering bring history to life. These ruins make the events of June 1944 feel immediate and real. The scale of the fortifications is breathtaking, a reminder of the immense challenge faced by Allied soldiers. Today, these sites are open-air museums, preserved to remember the cost of war. Tourists and historians walk the same ground where soldiers fought and died. The bunkers serve as permanent lessons in history, written in concrete and steel. They show how landscapes are scarred by conflict, but also how they become places of remembrance. The silence of the bunkers speaks volumes about the chaos of the past. Normandy's ruins invite us to reflect on courage, sacrifice, and the price of freedom. Beyond the Atlantic, similar fortifications line the Adriatic coast, especially in Croatia. Here, bunkers and tunnels were built by various powers: Austro-Hungarian, Italian, German, and Yugoslav. The island of Vis, heavily fortified during World War II, became a key military base. Its network of tunnels, hidden artillery, and submarine pens reveal a secret world carved into the rock. Today, these sites are less visited, their isolation adding to their mystique. Pine trees and shrubs slowly reclaim the concrete, blending the ruins into the landscape. These bunkers tell a layered story of shifting empires and ideologies. They are not just relics of one war, but of many, each leaving its mark. For explorers and historians, they offer a glimpse into the daily life of soldiers in a different theatre of war. Like their Atlantic counterparts, these Adriatic bunkers are silent witnesses to a turbulent past. They remind us how conflict shapes the land and our memory of it. Decades after the guns fell silent, nature is reclaiming Europe's coastal bunkers. Moss, lichens, and wildflowers soften the harsh concrete, while the sea and wind slowly erode their foundations. These ruins are becoming part of the ecosystem, providing shelter for animals and plants. Nature's reclamation is a powerful symbol. Even the most enduring monuments to war are temporary. The meaning of these bunkers has changed. They are now sites of memory and reflection. Standing inside, you feel a tangible connection to history. These structures force us to confront the reality of war and the lives it changed. Preserving them is vital. They are part of our shared heritage. They teach us about strategy, engineering, and the human cost of conflict. Most importantly, they serve as a warning, reminding us of the dangers of fear and domination. As they crumble, they challenge us to learn from the past. The silence of the bunkers is a quiet plea for peace. Their message echoes across the decades, urging us never to forget.